come to you from Pluto Studios. Pluto Studios. Actually, now I could think of it, putting you don't know Pluto Studios, do you?
No, I don't.
That's why. Only Medea and Travis didn't know about Pluto Studios. Pluto. Actually, wait, what's his name? Pluto,
Hush, Gardeners. Listen.
You know, Medea's Turkish now, so Nasissin.
I've just said welcome. Are you okay? That's what I've said.
Yeah. It's good to see that you've picked up and found a new passion to learn Turkish, man. Turkish. Why Turkish?
I like the language.
You might as well learn Arabic. You get further.
Well, to be honest, I think I'll stick with the Turkish and the Spanish at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, because those are the shows that I watch at the moment. So whatever shows I'm watching, I'll learn the language.
Well, I'm learning now. Buongiorno.
That's Italian.
Yeah, I'm learning Italian now.
Yeah.
I'm actually into it. I'm into it. So.
Was I muted?
You have to unmute.
What the hell?
I was there singing Medea and I was muted.
I was rapping and I was muted. I think Pudding's done this on purpose so she could sing the intro on her own.
Yeah,
definitely. Nasty.
And you sing the right quicker than us as well, Pudding.
Yeah, Pudding was the first one. Especially
you're right quicker than us.
You get me? So obviously there's something there. Hidden agenda.
Yeah.
The hidden pun.
Anyway, welcome to Family Fair Podcast. Obviously, we're here with my dad, Pudding, Travis, and your boy Australia. Why is my phone going off? Six people, man. I'm not even going to introduce the topic. 6 people from Monday, is it?
Yeah, 6 people.
What's that going? What's that about? Wait, hang
on. Is it only in the UK this is happening?
Yeah, yes, only in the UK. Everyone's using their own different protocols in it.
Yeah. Their own tactics to control.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So it's a maximum of 6 people of 2 households. And children under 2 won't be counted, but you can't exceed those 2.
Sorry, wait
those 6 people.
Including households or without not including the household?
So you can have 6 different people, individuals from 6 different households in one place.
Okay.
Or you can have 2 families of 3, as long as it doesn't exceed 6 people.
Wait, that means...
Where though? Where? In the privacy of our own home?
Yeah, in groups, in anywhere.
I'm sorry,
in your own house and
Boris can
outside.
piss off. He's not telling me how many people I can have in my house. He can piss off.
Yeah.
And I hope he hears it as well.
Well, people at work are exempt. And I was like, that's
funny. Say at work.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you make one rule for one and not for the other. I'm not listening.
It's stupid.
Go to hell.
Well, unfortunately, Medea, it's been passed as the number 6 law.
I don't care.
It's a law. You can be arrested now.
Number 6 law. That's what I call it.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, like I said on last previous shows, if you get sick because you're wearing masks, etc., and you go and sue the government for this, they'll say it's not law. So I don't know where they're going off with this.
No, them saying that you can not have more than 6 people is law. They're not saying nothing about the masks.
Hang on. Let me understand this properly, Travesty.
Go on.
Where are you allowed to have only 6 people?
In your house, in your garden, anywhere.
So if you're a family of 10, you've got to
they're exempt. Yeah, but you can't have no more people then if you've got a family of 10 because you've already exceeded the 6.
Oh, no.
Okay, so family's okay. It's just foreign.
So tell me something.
Yeah,
who is going to enforce this law and check every single household to make sure no more than 6 people are in there?
Well, obviously, it's going to be hard to enforce because there's not enough police to obviously the civilian.
Number one.
But you'll have grassers on road who will ring up and say, yo.
Neighborhood watch.
You get me?
Old people looking out the window.
And this is what they're trying to say. They're telling people to do. Grass on the neighbour. You get me? Grass on people because you're not keeping them safe, and some wicked people will do it, thinking of helping. With the brainwash.
So hang on. So when it comes to the supermarket, is there only ever going to be 6 people in the supermarket at any one time?
No, because you've got your masks on, haven't you?
So are you allowed to meet more than 6
This is
people
a
with
load
masks?
of rubbish.
Are you allowed to
I'm
meet
sorry.
with masks?
No, you'd have to watch BBC News. I'm sure it'll be
Let me see.
repeated.
Let me read this. Social
I can't
gathering
be
Yeah,
watching
of more than
BBC News because I
6
don't want a
people.
license.
obviously. So you'd have to listen to the tea from me.
Yeah.
Okay. Social gatherings of more than 6 people will become illegal from Monday as the government reduces the legal limit from the current 30. This new this new lower limit will be formally placed in law, which
Told
the
ya.
government have said will make it easier for police to enforce.
See,
New
there's
law
answer your
will
question
Hold on,
there.
this is social gathering. It didn't
to
say
all
in your
ages.
house.
Yeah, I think this is wait there. To all ages and to gatherings both indoor and outdoor. Okay, so it does
Told
say
ya.
this will
No,
include
it didn't
private
say the
homes.
privacy of your
Hey,
own home.
Medea, we
Listen,
could have a
this-
concert with 6 people.
Wait there. This will include private homes and gardens, public
Told ya.
spaces, public venues such as pubs and restaurants.
Yep.
Police will have the power to identify and disperse illegal gatherings of 6 people or more. And failure to comply with an order to disperse will result in a £100 fine. This will then double on each repeat offence up to a total of £3,200.
I wonder where they got that 3,200 figure from.
Al-Stallion.
You can't ask us, Sally. We
Wait, I want to read the rest.
Exemption.
Exceptions, however, there will be exemptions to these new laws, and the 6-person limit will not apply under the following circumstances: where your household or support bubble is larger than 6, so that's good. We're all right. Gathering for work purposes, gathering for educational purposes, for COVID-secure weddings, for COVID-secure funerals, to take part in COVID-secure organized team sports. So we're good. We don't have to worry about it. We're never more than 6, and when we come over to visit, we're like 10, but then it doesn't matter because we're family.
You're not in the bubble, though. They're not
Yeah,
in
but
your
we're the
household.
support bubble.
Oh, it can easily be sorted, Medea. I mean, travesty.
Is it really?
Half of his family can. Do you not let me finish? Half of them
on.
can stay here. Half of them can stay with Pudding. Simple.
Well, you're lucky.
So I can have 3.
About that.
I can have 3, and Pudding can have the rest.
I'm just thinking, this whole rule of 6 people in like one household or one space. What about those who travel then?
What do you mean?
Is traveling still a thing? Like the airplanes and
You know
stuff?
what? The aeroplanes, everybody's for some reason has been put back on that list. So you're having to quarantine for 2 weeks anyway, as soon as you come back. So
Okay.
I don't think it's wise to do any travel at the moment. So
I got a feeling they are going to cause more protests and more angry mobs.
Of course.
Because people are going to get fed up and frustrated of this ridiculous law.
But will they? Will they really? They're so brainwashed. They think they're doing good, and I think it's 50-50 split on what people are actually thinking, their mindsets. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
They're just going to follow like sheep. Doesn't matter what they're told, they just do it. It's only the few that rebel, and those people will be pulled into line to give it, you know what I mean, to let everybody else sit up and notice what's going on. And I don't think...
So tell me something then. If you've got 6 people in your household...
You can't have no visitors.
And the bailiff comes, can he come in?
No.
Please answer me that, Boris.
No, he can't.
Enter your property when you've got 6 people in there already?
At the moment, I'd say, Medea, due to these kind of these testing times we're currently in, I don't think bailiffs will be doing their work like that, do you? But for health and safety reasons, I don't think they'll be sending people out through corporate manslaughter charges, and they don't want to be held liable for making their employees unsafe and sending them into the fire. So... just like you've stated over the past few podcasts that you're annoyed because people are making this pandemic and using it as an excuse not to do their job.
They are. Because, for example, Travesty, I've been waiting for an op, which I'd already been waiting almost a year before lockdown came. No lockdowns here.
You were waiting for what?
For my operation. Because of lockdown, I can't get my operation, and now my problems are getting slightly worse.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it's peeing me off because I'm thinking, well, what do I do? What does someone like me do?
To keep running them down.
You know, sorry, just to go off this. I'm looking at this, and the UK's numbers. You've had like 40 new cases in the last 24 hours. 40 new cases in the whole of England.
Yeah, we had 2,000 over the past couple of days.
40 new deaths. Sorry, 2,900 new cases and 40.
Yeah, in 2 days.
So I'm thinking to
Both
myself,
the same is going up again. So that's why they're getting shifty.
It's flu season.
This is what it is.
That's what it is. But they're all.
But you've got to understand, these people. No, like in Bolton, for instance, they've done mass testing there. You should have saw the queues on the news. Wasn't that massive? And their cases are higher. Well, highest in England. So if that's what's going on there, it'll only take time for it to spread across the whole of the country, and then we'll just be back in full lockdown again. So the Prime Minister is saying to do this, to try and ease it again, because he doesn't want to put us back in lockdown and close the schools, because he said that's the last resort he wants to do, because obviously I've got a lot of backlash from making those decisions, and the economy just can't cope. You can't keep paying people to sit at home, because many people are returning slowly, but a lot of people are still furloughed till at least October. But the companies can't do it. You can't go March till October with total lockdown. If it does work, if it did work, this would be fantastic. They could bring out sort of like a national holiday where you lock down the whole of the country for 3 months, and everybody has to go and do what they've got to do.
Well, not
with
3 months, but maybe like I was thinking a month would be good, or 2.
That'd be good. No. Everybody has a holiday together.
I've got a better idea.
Go on.
Why isn't Boris taking advice from where it originated from? Because you don't seem to be hearing about their cases. Why don't they go back to China and get some advice?
Because at the moment, I think they're trying to remain calm and hush-hush, because obviously everybody's been pointing fingers. America was sending in people to investigate this, that. So the news...
Boris could have took advice from their Prime Minister and how they've handled it. Or countries that are not getting hardly any corona, get advice from them instead of coming up with these silly ideas, which are not going to work anyway.
Well, you know what it's like. You know what I mean? Foolishness.
It's just ridiculous.
I'm sure it is. But this is the times we live in, dear Medea.
It's true. This is the end of the world as it is today.
It is, definitely.
Well, I think they're going too far. And to me, I looked at a statistic recently, and it was like, they was asking, obviously, who would be up for taking an injection. 82% of people said they wouldn't take one. I'm interested to see if that's really going to work out.
They'll make it law. That's what they'll do. They'll make it illegal. They'll make it somehow, that you have to have it, or you can't do a certain thing. And they'll choose a certain thing that everybody has to do or wants to do.
I hear revelations coming here.
You know what I mean? And you'll be like, oh my God, I don't want to do it, but I need to do it. Like, for instance, if they said to you, you're not allowed to travel outside of your country unless you've had this injection, are you going to say that, Mum, that's the last time I've seen you?
Yeah.
And I won't ever get to see you again? Or is Mum going to take the injection to come over? It's not the same.
Doodle, whatever.
Well, it's not the same. If never to touch Wayne again. I mean,
listen.
Breaking character here.
If that was put into place, if that was an example, all you do is you stay where you are until it becomes not important anymore. Remember, there's been COVID is just new. Now, there's been other illnesses that have come before this. Why aren't we still talking about them? Because they were old and they didn't all have vaccinations. So we just wait it out.
Medea.
If we have to wait a few years, we have to wait a few years.
Have you all already forgotten that before your kid can start school, they have to have injections? Who wants their kids sitting at home with them? So parents will quickly take their kids to get them injections to go to school for the next 16 years. No, well, it's 11 years, isn't it? So that's how they've put that in the loophole. You can't come to school unless you've had injections. They're trying to say it's for your safety, because if you catch something off the kids who have had the injections, you're going to die because you ain't had the injections.
But
that's
why
how
would
they
you
twist it on you.
Well, how would you catch it off someone who's already had the injections?
Because that's what I mean. Even though you've had the immunity passed to you, you can still have it, probably just like COVID. But
then
you can be the carrier. You can be the carrier and pass it on, but it doesn't affect you the same. So that's what they're saying, like measles and stuff. If who wants to catch that, that's a day and mumps for the boys. Crazy things like that. So that's where I think the government will go with this if they really want everybody to take it seriously. They'll either loop it into the passport system that you can't travel without showing that you've had this injection, or you can't go out into public. You can't go into public spaces unless you've got something that shows you've had some kind of immunity. It'll be mad like that. So you'll just be writing yourself in to either never travelling or being locked in your house forever.
So now we understand. So we're saying that now we understand what the Bible was trying to say. This was how they was going to get people to take the 666 mark. This is the perfect example of the Bible.
With the 6.
I think the thing is, I think there's so many. I think it's not going to be that effective because a lot of people don't travel in the first place. A lot of people, you'd be surprised.
That's just an example, It doesn't mean they'll use that. They'll probably say you won't get no food.
To say you can't get food, that's something else.
Yeah, it's true, something like that.
They'll go to that one, that extreme.
Because you know that'll hurt everybody.
You'll lose your benefits or you'll lose this, and that's what they'll do.
You know what I'm going to do if that happens? I'm going to start a business where I'll tell people if you didn't want the injection, we'll go and pick up your food. Or we'll get that's such a huge business.
That's what will happen.
That's a huge business. You know what? You don't even have to leave your house.
How can you pick up their food? The supermarkets already do it over here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So actually,
don't they do it over there?
Fine, actually.
No, what he was saying is, if they decide to spite you in that way, if you don't want the vaccination, and they're not allowing you to go in public spaces, for instance, those who've had the vaccination will then jump in and say, we'll take it to the ones who haven't had it.
Of course they will.
Like there was loads of initiatives.
There'll be a way around it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They're going to have to find a way of trying to get the rebellious to conform.
That it won't happen.
They'll be fine.
It never happened in the beginning. It's not going to happen now. You cannot control everybody all of the time. It will not happen.
All right then. They put antibiotics in our milk and everybody drinks it.
Wow.
There you go.
No wonder.
Knows. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's all. They're already putting stuff into you and you don't even know it if you haven't done your research. So that's how they get things into you. They don't have to tell you. So you could they could just put the COVID injection in your food.
Actually, I don't even think they put this stuff in on purpose. I think what they do, they're like, we need to put this stuff in to conserve. Most of the time, it's just to conserve the product. Like they put alcohol in,
preservatives.
So it makes
so to be preserved.
Yeah, to preserve the human race.
Yeah, and because it's all new stuff. They just test us all as guinea pigs. And they don't know if it's gonna have any long-term effects. They're just like, we just do it, man. If it's gonna make a quick buck, then
it's true. They've probably already done that. That's how this started.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
So because of that, then that should lead straight to the second topic, which is, if you could change one thing in politics or the world, what kind of change would you do? Come on, who's going to start it?
Change something in politics
or the world? One thing in politics or the world, what would you change?
People telling lies.
Yeah, how are you going to change that?
Yeah, big factor.
Nobody would ever tell a lie again.
Yeah, but you need some mad
something
technology
realistic.
for that. We're talking realistic, man.
Realistic. I was talking the dream.
I would get rid of the rich people.
How can you do that when they are the rich people?
No, you're not listening.
This is interesting.
You don't need to be rich to rule a world. Think about what I've just said.
So what you're saying, you get rid of money?
Yes.
Because that would then...
I'll get rid of money because at the end of the day, that's what's causing the problems.
Yes,
definitely.
You know what? I agree with you, Medea, because like in France, they've passed that law with the baguette. Doesn't matter where you go in France, the baguette has to be the same weight and the same price. So everybody has access to having that bread. I think that's fantastic. And that's what I know, something as simple as that. But why haven't we got something like that? Where I know that they probably sing on the NHS, so everybody's got access to it, this and that, and that's our, you know what I mean? That's our sort of cushion.
And that's the reason why I think it's important to get rid of money, because then no one could have any more than the other. And if you got the things like healthcare would be free for all.
So what would you have instead? To incentivize people to do things?
You don't need to.
Everybody should have a sort of a talent that they can use and contribute to society. We should all have a talent.
Or just swapping stuff.
Like a bartering system. I don't think you
It's
do that.
a sort of bartering system, but
Yeah.
not in the way where you're being selfish either.
That's
Like,
what
for
you turn
instance-
to again. People get too much and have really good stuff and really want to take you to town on it. And I want the whole
No, I'm
all the
talking
stuff in
about,
your
for
house for this one
instance,
thing.
sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted.
Yeah,
I was
go on.
giving it, I would look at it from this angle, like, for instance, a nurse would nurse someone back to health.
Yeah.
And in return, someone who would teach her
You'd learn a
how
trade,
to,
innit? Everyone would
a
have a
trade of
trade.
some
There'd be
sort.
Yeah.
look
We'd
at
all
me
have
this
some
way.
sort of trade that we're learning,
Yeah.
and we just help each other out.
So
Yeah.
I've
Just
got a
because we're
trade.
good.
You're a painter
Just
and
because we're
decorator.
good. I'm not talking from a. I don't. When I talk, I don't talk from a business angle or the system that we're in. I'm talking about like sort of almost a heavenly spiritual way of life, where we're just helping each other because we want to, because it's a good thing to do, because it's the right thing to do, where everybody's at peace. There's no homelessness. There's no people suffering. You know what I mean? I'm talking
Yeah.
from that angle. I'm
Yeah.
looking in an ideal world. I'm not looking at the world as it is, because this world is not ideal. It's the worst world ever to be created, if the honest truth be told.
Yeah.
Well, I say the world, I mean the system.
I think if it's
It
a system
doesn't
without
work.
money, a system
Yeah,
without money would basically
yeah.
be
Because
everybody would learn something. So the system
with all
choose
these,
people to benefit the system. You know, the whole
yeah.
society and
And the difference
community.
is we'd work with what we were good at.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be forced to do a trade that we don't like and we find impossible. So
Yeah.
schooling wouldn't be in the way it is, where you're forced to learn this and you're forced to learn that. It would be a case of learning what you were good at, what you enjoy. Why
Well,
should
to be honest, Medea, life is a bit like that already because
it isn't.
you do
It
learn.
isn't.
School
It
only
isn't.
really gives you.
No, it isn't.
People. Can I just finish? Put my
Sorry,
points
darling.
across?
Sorry,
Calm
Travis.
down. I know you're
I do
passionate.
apologise.
Well, getting back to the topic before I forget.
Yeah,
Now, school only provides you with the basics of learning. It is clearly the basics. That's why it's all rubbish, because it's just the basics. From there, you should probably in your first 5 years after leaving school, you should really start knowing what you're good at or what you think
there
to
you go
yourself.
again. There you go
What
again.
do I want to be taught to learn?
There's no rush to it.
There's no loss. That's what I mean.
time.
I'm not putting no time in on it. I agree with not putting any time in on it.
Yeah.
But obviously, you should know what you're good at. You know if you're good with your hands. You know if you're good with doing computers. You know if you're good with maths. Everybody's got one good thing that they're really good at. But like you, I agree with you with that. You don't actually do the job that you are good at.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think you've got to see your attributes and then try and use them to your benefit, but you don't realise this until you, at least in your 40s.
Yeah.
I don't think anyway. Because
Exactly.
you do struggle through life. It's just like fumbling through a dark room, innit? And you're hoping to make the right decisions and, you know what I mean? And come out at the end successful and doing the job you love, because then, like they say, once you do something you love, you never have to work again. But it's so hard. And again and again, people are thinking of ways to make themselves successful, but I'm trying to do the reverse and try and live below my means instead, so I can have more time and more money to myself, but not live at the same standards that I used to, because it's not important anymore. And that's how I know I'm getting older, and I'm realising things, and I'm looking around me. When I get up early to go to work, and you're thinking, for God's sake, I've got to go to that place again. But then you think, oh, it's my bread and butter. What can I do to make my life fun?
Well,
you know what
Travis,
I mean?
didn't I see you with like new garments and new trainers last week?
That's what I said. Living within mine, yeah. But
looking top notch as always.
Listen, the only thing I can say to that pudding is haters gonna hate.
This is why I said stop it, pudding.
Anyway, but I've actually been brainwashed by one of our family members, and I'm been currently watching #VanLife. And I'm really, 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 really interested because it's actually achievable. Really achievable.
What's achievable?
Van life.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Stealth. It's called stealth living.
Yeah.
It's where you buy a Sprinter, Mercedes Sprinter, and you fix it up and learn to live within your means. And you don't have to work. You just go traveling and post on Instagram. But I'm not going to obviously do that foolishness. So, but I just want to do it for the traveling aspect. So if I want to, I've got a long weekend, I can go over and drive and see a Stalio because I've got the van and I've got my yardie with me, but I've still got a normal yard as well. So, yeah.
So, wait there. Pudding, what's your thing? Would you change?
What, in the government?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Within the
world.
government. My main things, I've thought about this a lot actually. I would make education free.
It's what it is.
Completely free. No.
Oh, university as well.
University as well.
It used to be.
I think I would make it illegal if you're charging for education. I think on all platforms it should be free. And I feel
agree.
like it should be.
Can you turn your TV down?
No individual should be in education from, I'd say, 2 or 3 years old, probably even 5. That's what I was thinking. Start like preschool and that a little bit later, because I feel the hormone changes and there's still a lot more parents need to do for their kids. In the meantime, they'd have to have that would tie in with the whole idea of when it comes to money, like just abolish money altogether. Everyone can live within their means. They can be provided for. You'll be clean. You'll be sheltered. The works. I feel
And
like that would be good.
I would change institutionalized racism.
Oh,
That would be
yeah,
fantastic.
that's a brilliant one. That'd be
You know what I mean?
fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Just to eradicate that, because I was really. Did anybody watch Britain's Got Talent? I suppose you don't, because obviously
No, but I've seen it and I need to see the clip. I think I know
the
what you're
diversity
talking about.
thing.
Yeah.
Thing. Well, obviously, I didn't watch it at first, and then I was called into the other room by my partner, and it was like, "Oh, watch this! She's fantastic." So I watched it, and it was good, yes. And then I was at work a couple of days ago, and I was speaking to this lady who's one of our cleaners. She's from Germany, and she says, "Oh, did you watch that diversity thing?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh God, it was so powerful, and it made hair stand on the back of my neck." And she said, "You know what was the downer for it though? The thousands of complaints he got." And I said, "What? He got complaints? It's a dance, for God's sake." And it's just because they're standing up for Black Lives Matter, and people still could not sit down, just watch and have no opinion. They had to get on their phones and make complaints. And I thought, that's disgusting.
It really is.
Absolutely disgusting. The same before that. She said there was 2 news presenters, 2 black news presenters, because they were covering for, I think, a couple of the usual white ones. And people thinking up the ITV, so I'm going to stop watching ITV. What's going on? Why is there all these black people on TV?
10,000 complaints and rising.
It's disgusting, isn't it? How disgusting is that?
Beyond the joke.
And they say the UK isn't racist.
You guys really? I'm actually reading.
disgusting. UK is as racist as America.
Yeah,
it's only
actually probably worse. Probably worse. They
do it undercover. That's why.
Yeah.
No. They managed to hide racism.
Yeah.
They were the ones who were distributing all the slaves around with the British.
Yeah.
They would have managed to hide behind America.
They're not hiding. It's because it's a smaller country. Remember, we're
I'm talking about the past though in history.
So it doesn't seem as bad, but it is. It's always been there. Always been there until most of the older generation have gone. But then they're going to instill it into the young ones before they're gone anyway. So it'll carry on for a bit longer.
Yeah.
I would like to add on what I was going to say as well. What I would love for them to be a change with, this whole healthcare system to be changed. Everyone can have it free, and I feel like it should be compulsory to learn about nutrition and self-healing inside and out. That's we come on this earth, we need to learn how to look after our bodies. We only have one life at the end of the day, and I find that really weird in my world that isn't a thing that should be put out there.
That should be put into the curriculums at school.
Yeah.
Take out religion.
Probably not even in school. They probably should do a thing where, how there's a church per se, and everyone goes there and preach, and it just needs to be compulsory. It just needs to be in that format. Probably not even in the school format, like it should be accessible for all people. Like, it has to be a thing that, you know, literally kind of like, you know how you have your ID, everyone has some sort of identification, like you've got a birth certificate. Like, that's part of some sort of package you have to understand. You have to teach your children. School maybe can follow it out as well, you know.
I think it's very important that it should go through school. And the reason why I say that is because I realise now that school, when I say school, the reason why I pick school is because young people are easily manipulated and brainwashed. That's why I think that's why it should be done in
Maybe
school.
you're right.
Because I tell you, there's many times I've had my granddaughter here and me and her's having a debate, and because school said it's this way, she will say it is that way.
Yeah, it's true.
It's that way, and you know better, but because school has told them that it's this way, they really believe it's this way. So that's why I think it would be a good idea to have something positive like that put in the curriculum. They'll take it on board.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
I think I'll say what I would think I would change. I'd change, you know, this kind of stems off from money, I guess. I would change ownership of things. I would say there's no point in people
owning too much stuff.
I would say I would declare the resources.
Don't need it.
It's obviously a community thing, and it's for everybody to share.
Yeah.
I would have a more sharing community, and I would say no one owns anything. Because imagine a world where, like, look how many cars
nobody owns them.
Yeah, no one knows it. But like, if I needed to use a car, all the car keys sit on top of each car, and you can just take one and drive wherever you gotta go. And when you finish with it, you leave it wherever it is, and someone else drives it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a house. Look how many houses sit empty. People are buying up houses and leaving them empty. You could just,
I think with the houses, you should have your own particular house.
No,
you should only be allowed to have one.
Everybody should be able to have one.
If let's look at this scenario. If electricity went away now, how long do you think it would take before we all go plunge back into the dark ages? A week? 3 days? 4 days?
Candles?
So think about it. What is all we care about is owning stuff. If I'm talking about not owning anything, so anything you own is no longer your stuff. Every house in the world would have the stuff that you would not miss. Like me, I like music, so there'd be a piano in every single house. I wouldn't have to come to my
I get what you mean. Yeah,
piano. I can go to that house next door. It's got a piano. Everything, every house has got everything that you need. So you'd never be like, you'd be a home away from home. Okay, basically, you'd never really have a home. You'd stop wherever you wanted to. You'd jump on a plane for free. You go there. You jump in a car that's sitting on the street and drive wherever you want. You know, you get bored. You know, you wouldn't never get bored, but it'd be so cool. You'd get bored of it. You'd be like, this is cool, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Adding on to that, sorry, Elstalio. Adding on to what you've just said, the most important thing is nobody should own a country. You should be able to live wherever you want.
That thing, I don't think it's right that I can't go and live in, for example, Brazil.
I hate this immigration rubbish. I hate it. You should be able to live wherever you want in the world and not have to be treated like an alien.
Oh my God. I just saw a YouTube video with 2 migrants from France crawling out of a, you know that thing, the roof rack?
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible. And you
it's
think,
horrible,
look, that's how desperate they are to get you.
Yeah.
And everybody, the people who caught them in there were cussing because they dashed out all their stuff.
Yeah.
And jumped in there. There was more vexed about the stuff than the people coming over, obviously smuggling them. But they was like, "Where's my stuff?" And they dashed it all out to climb in.
I think that's all it comes down to. The end of the day, people are scared about their stuff. You know,
it's their stuff. They don't care about the smuggling. Yeah. You get me? You wouldn't, would you? I'd say I don't care. Just get out my car, because he was like, oh, obviously I won't swear, but he was like, see you next Tuesday. You better not have broke this.
Is that I think is that how we measure achievement in life? Is what we own, I guess. Because
you do.
If we've got a big house, we're successful. If we've got a nice car, we drive a Mercedes or one of the German cars, we're successful. You know, if we get paid $100,000 a year, but that's not it, man. I would rather have living a life where we could go
van life.
Van
life
would all become nomads. Because think about it, people in the past. If you go really far back in the past, people used to just go around and just walk around and be wherever they were. You know what I mean? And that's what
wherever you lay your hat, that's your home.
Yep.
And this is what I've been inspired to, people. With hashtag van life. You can have the freedom to just go. You don't have to conform and stay in one place. You can just go, just like being a gypsy, but a better gypsy, because nobody actually knows you in the van. Because it's stealth. They don't know you're there. You just park up and you're in your yard.
I think in some places it's safer to do that than in other places. Like I wouldn't probably do
Yeah,
van life
because you don't know who would attack your van.
But that's what I mean. They don't think it's just a workman's van.
Yeah, but, you know, people always they put all these notices on the back of the van saying there's no work tools in this van, so there's no point breaking it. They'll probably check
that's
anyway.
what you do. No, you do
No,
that.
you
And
see-
then you put them padlocks on in the cameras and stuff. You can see people in cameras and switch on the lights, they'll run off.
And don't forget, when you're travelling as well, you probably have a couple of people underneath there helping you'll cross the border with them too.
Well, that's if you're obviously going to travel Europe. Well, you can do Europe, and you know what I mean? So you're a joker.
Sorry, I had to put that one in. Imagine you've gone somewhere nice, you've gone to Paris and you're coming back.
Sure, any.
Oh, you know what?
You hit over and you see these people crawling from underneath.
There's two bottles. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, you're checking them, McCoy.
Did everyone do their thing then? Did everyone?
We finished. Yes, we finished.
I just wanted to ask everyone quickly. Did anyone see this Cutie show that's being showed on Netflix?
What?
Have you heard about this Cutie show? It's got like basically it's hypersexualizing 11-year-old
Cutie.
Oh, Cuties.
No, thank you.
No.
You should have a look at that. That's it's causing quite an uproar actually. It's even hashtagging on Twitter, cancel Netflix because of this show, because Netflix is allowing it to show.
Really?
You know, yes, it was produced in French. You know, the French are kind of strange people anyway.
So it's just one step above. It's just one step above the show we used to watch, the Dance Moms and things, where they and making them win. What's the beauty contest and that?
Yeah,
and
that's
making these children look like big women and
yeah, that's it.
You gotta I like
watching that.
I'll see what's going on.
I don't know where they how they can allow this stuff, man. But that's the world we live in. I think this is the world we live in. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do. This is it. This is the evolution of humans.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It is horrible. It is horrible.
We're pathetic.
You know, but yeah.
We are.
No,
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Agreed.
We're like ants. You know, when you sit there sometimes and you look at the ants and you think, what is your purpose in life? Just to walk around looking for sugar. I assume that's what you're doing. And then going back to the nest to get some more dirt or some crap. I don't know.
Worse than ants.
And I think we're worse than that, yeah, because what are we really doing?
It's true.
You know what I mean? We're not making no good in this world. What are we really doing?
I know, that's the answer we'd love to know. The higher power would be the only one who can answer that.
Yeah, just like in ants' nest, when they build the ants' nest, and they've built all that structure, they've ruined that earth now. Use that no more.
Yeah.
So,
and then the giants like us come and step on their ants hill,
and they ruin their life more.
Yeah.
So what's going to come and step on us? That's what you got to.
Well, you can see what's stepping on us at the moment.
Yeah,
COVID.
the government. Yeah.
COVID and Brexit, it's stepping on us.
Yeah.
You know, but as I say, I would like to end on this note by saying that I really believe the older I get, this is hell on earth.
Yeah, I agree.
really believe this is hell on earth. I don't believe you die and go to hell. I believe this is hell on earth. And I believe you've got to get through this life the best you can.
Yeah, I agree.
And hope you can rest in peace at the end of it.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Okay, we'll come to anyone want to say? Oh, let's go around the table. Obviously, Travis, what you got to say?
Oh, stay safe and try not to exceed the maximum of 6 people, because we don't want to go back into a second wave and a second lockdown, because we want to be able to see our families when we require. And I also want to start my van life.
I don't know what to say to that, honestly. I really don't. So, Boris has really confused me, like, honestly, like, this whole 6 people rule. I just don't watch the news. I just don't.
Well, I better tell my dad that I'm parking my van on her drive.
I'm probably checking over there. Travis is coming back.
Van life.
All I'm going to say is we'll find out what the real motive is eventually.
Soon.
What's going on really, what the cover-up is. We will find out what it is. You know, so stay safe, people, and stick to your 6 second rule, or 6 people rule.
6 people. Yeah.
6 second rule.
See, she's already forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, good answer. About 20 people in the house.
I'm not even taking it on board.
Oh, I know you won't.
Put in this.
Oh, I want to say stay woke and stay warm.
Stay warm.
Yeah,
It's cold, man. It's
holla.
cold.
Put your heating on then.
I know I have. Wanna?
We're still in the midst of summer. Yeah, so we're good. No heating for the moment. Okay, I would say my last line is basically, if you get the chance, read the book Black and British by David Olusoga. Hope I said his name right. Olusoga. Very interesting, and it goes through obviously the history of black people in Britain. Very interesting. Anyway, yeah, thanks you guys again. That was Family Affair. See you next week.
Bye.
Now that you made the right choice to love only me, now we can continue on with our plans, walking together hand in hand. We believe.